Well, if you watched the last video, which you should have, you'll know that we got this car here running pretty decent and putting her together for the season this year. And we have a couple small little issues here. We need a tune. Isn't my beard really looking that funny? Anyways, first thing, we need a tune. It's a high compression engine. It's an NA engine. We threw the turbos on it and yada, 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 yada. The boost is now going through. She's just got a normal TT chip in there right now. It's a ECU that's been chipped, but it's for stock injectors. You know, whatever the deal. A little extra boost, but... Anyways. So, we need to get a tune for the high compression. Call up the boys at Z-Shack. Fortunately, they don't like selling anymore. Too many yahoos turning up the boost, blowing things up and blaming the tune. So I got to figure it out. Had a couple ideas. Most of them pretty good. One, pretty bad. But it's kind of brilliant, but it's a bad idea. And so, of course, we're doing that. It's all this. You know, normally you get one little chip and that solves your tune. I'm doing all of this. Yeah. Let me explain. So, basically, the issue is, down low in the RPMs, you know, we're sitting pretty decent. But up in the RPMs, and once you hit boost, you know, we're going to be leaning out because of the high compression. Whoa. So, what we got here is we got intake pipes and we got injectors. And we have a bunch of, I don't know what that does, but it's there. And then this little thing, which has buttons that come out when you press them, and they turn. Oh, that one's stiff. This one, turn, you know? This one's just for on and off. So, the plan is, and I'll tell you why this is brilliant actually, the plan is to put that, all of it, on the car. And then put a wideband in it, hit the streets, hit and boost, not enough fuel, turn the little knobs up. Turn the little knobs up more. Seems good to me. Now, this is not a disclaimer, but this is a very old school way of tuning. And it works. It's just more complicated. I'm not going to say it's worse, because actually I don't think it's worse than just putting a chip in. It's just a lot more complicated. And then when things get complicated and there's more systems going on, you have more situations for failure. You have more situations where, you know, even minor discrepancies create more problems down the road. It's good to keep things simple. And this is not necessarily simple. So that's why we don't use it anymore. But this actually could be better. In theory, the fuel actually pulls a lot of heat out of your intake temps because your fuel is cold and then it mixes with the air and it pulls air out. Also, the atomization of the fuel going in creates some sciencey stuff and helps cool the air. That works normally with your fuel injectors as well, but they're pointed at the valves, which actually helps cool the valves, which is important as well. But it being right at the combustion chamber, it doesn't give much time to help cool the charged air. So, we got now injectors way up front, even in front of the throttle bodies. It gives it all that time to help cool the air. So, yes, the system's more complicated. It's very old school way of doing things, but the added fuel way upstream should really help with cooling the charger down. If you can get those air intake temps down, that helps you tremendously. That's even why like E85 is way better, because it keeps all your temperatures down. Anyways, long ramble. This might actually make more power doing it this way than if I just got a chip anyways. So, I mean, hey, if it works, win, win, win. And if it doesn't, that's on me. Also, I've never tuned a car normally. So tuning it on a way, way more complicated system that isn't even used anymore these days, that any tuner would look at and be like, not going to touch, not going to be liable. I think this is a great place to start. Probably not. but that's what I'm doing anyways. So let's get this hood open. Let's get this stuff starting to install. I got to get some fuel lines made up, and let's have at it. Let's hope this 30-year-old system still works. All right, guys, so we have before, and now we're going to change that and that to the hard pipes with injectors. So, ta-da! I even found some silicone connectors to replace the old, holy cow, rock hard, old rubber ones. So now, I could do some of the mess of wiring, but I think I'm going to try to figure out the fuel lines first. So I got to do some AN lines and then tap into, I'll figure this out. There we go. So we got fuel coming off of here, which should be pressurized line, coming down, splitting off, injector, injector. Maybe not the best way to do it, but you know what? This is actually how this was set up before. At least I think so. This came from an engine that I didn't really see it set up, but that had like a union in there, because I bought the engine that was like on a stand and everything was apart. But it had a union there, and then all the piping, and it didn't actually have the fuel lines. They were gone, but I think this is how it's set up. This is how all the evidence shows me that it was set up. So now that we got our, spaghetti fuel lines all in, I guess I'm gonna get that, turn the key and get the fuel pump primed and maybe turn her on for a little bit, and we're gonna cross those fingers and really hope I don't got any fuel leaks. Hopefully this is good. Hopefully. So I fired it up for 2 seconds, looked out, and that's not good. That's really not good. Where's that coming from? Coming from this joint. Okay, at least it's not coming from in here. So I don't really want to pull this apart, but looks like it's coming from between this and that. So that should be good. That should be easy. Yeah, the rest feels a little wet, but pretty dry. This looks fine. That looks fine. That looks fine. We just got this little tiddly-do. Okay. Well, I popped the old doobly-dad thingy off and pulled the O-ring off. And see if this thing will focus. Probably won't. But we got there. You see a big nick out over there. There's a little nick out over there. And there. I gotta see if I got this size O-ring. Probably don't. We'll see. I don't know. It's been a couple late nights and I'm about ready for bed, but we made some real good progress. And here it is. All right. So we got obviously all the fuel lines in, and I went to put the new O-ring in here because it was leaking, and I did find an O-ring that I thought would work. The inner diameter was the exact same size, but the actual O-ring was just like slightly fatter. But I figured I'd get her work, so I stuck her on there, lubed her up, used more lube than the wife and I used to make the baby number 2. Did a lot of pushing and shoving, and she just kept ripping. I did 2 of them, and they both ripped. So got on the old Amazon and bought another kit that had the right one. I have a kit of a whole bunch of, O-rings, and of course it didn't have the exact one I needed, but that's how it goes. So anyways, got a new kit, got the right O-ring, bingo bango, stuck her on there, and she's good now. She don't leak. I already tested it, no leaks. And yeah, we got wiring. I'll show you all this wiring goes to here, which because of the type of injectors, they need this box, yada yada yada. So wiring goes here, also goes back to this box, and then this box goes inside, and this box also goes to here, which reads, this is a map sensor basically, So it reads the pressure at the manifold. So I got that all hooked up. And then, yeah, this goes inside. So let's head on inside. And I don't have any of this done yet, but minor details. So yeah, we've got this hooked up in here, and I still need to hook up. It's all hooked up except for this one wire, and this reads RPM. As you can see, it says if it wants to focus, we are on, but now the lights are on because our car isn't on. So then I turn the car on. Focus, you stupid! There we go. And ta-da! She's on, she works. I don't know why this thing doesn't want to focus. The camera's probably super dirty. Hey, there we go. Nope, still doesn't work. Whatever, anyways, so it's on. It would be nice to focus. There we go. And, I can put it to test. And then it does things. I can turn it off and turns it off. So we are getting real close. The only thing left now is hook up that one wire, find a place to put this thing, then hook up my wideband so I can actually tune it properly. Oh, and I've got a special knock reader thing to tell me if I'm blowing this thing up as a little safety. So I'm going to hook that up as well. And we're good to go. Maybe I should test it for you guys. I don't know how the test function works. But we got the whole install in. Super happy about that. It's late. I got to go to bed. I'll probably edit this video in the morning. And yeah, it's like we got lots of snow. So, you know, when the sticky stuff's on the ground, I don't get to do much riding around. But we're going to get this thing tuned as soon as possible. Hopefully this works. I was just super happy to see this thing turn on. Oh man, how cool is that? Let's also say how cool it is that like these buttons come out and then in. You like pop it out, turn her like a merry-go-round and pop her back in. It's super cool. I should stop playing with it. Thanks for watching, guys. You know, like, subscribe, whatever. You know what? You know you want to, so you know you're gonna. I'm going to bed. Love you guys.